Live we go. All right. Are we expecting anyone else? Is Steve coming?
I don't know.
Okay. Shall we start with any pull requests that need squishing? Despite the fact we don't have CI yet because David hasn't fixed it.
Well, there are a couple of my 1649 is outstanding. It's got the ever rarer green tick, but they also have review tags. 1649 and 1606.
1649 needs a second review. Someone wishes to solicit a second review for 1649, or provide a review for 1649. 1655.
I think Andy has to edit some of that, right? There's only one commit there, so he hasn't.
Should be doing a better job of okay, still got comments out there. Should do a better job of labeling stuff. David, can we close 1628? David?
Yes, you can.
We found one new issue. What is this quantified code thing?
Amazing.
Yeah, but what is it? Why does it put crosses and stuff
Well,
instead?
it just helps to write you better code in, like, checks your code for certain things, and you can define new ones. So it check the code whenever you do a pull request, and then it allows you to click a button, some of them, not all of the things. So just click fix it, and it just make a pull request based on the changes that are made. There are not many that you can fix automatically. They are just the formatting thing and something else, as far as I think.
So we have three. This would be a third check to the code, right?
Yeah, there will be 4 as well when David's finished.
It's kind of a.
What are they doing?
It's not a check. It's a check. It's a, and you can implement new ones. So you kind of I mean, yes, it's a check like Pylint, which we are not running any. We are running just the coverage, which is at the test. So this is more like a formatting stuff, more than checking that the code works.
So what are all these? What do each of them do, and where is it documented in SunPy that we do this and what they do? Because I don't know what they do. All I know is, what's the difference between AppVeyor and Travis CI?
One is for Windows, the other is for Linux and on Windows and Mac.
So AppVeyor is for
Windows.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I have grief with your quantified code. It's complaining that the test function isn't documented, which is dumb. No one needs a doc string in a test function.
You can change that, but you should have a doc string in the test function as well.
A test should be self-explanatory. A proper unit test should be self-explanatory.
Yes. So then you can just remove the ones that are unit. Well, okay. So yes and no.
I give you that this particular example probably isn't self-explanatory and could potentially have a doc string attached to it. But in general, a well-written test should be relatively straightforward.
Okay, so the quantified code is looking for inconsistencies with strict PEP8. Is that correct?
Not just PEP8. I think it's a bit smarter than that.
Okay. And then, what's this fourth test suite?
Coverage.
And what is
it? If you have a look at David's 1629.
My bloody headache at the moment.
Yeah, and this is the thing that's making David cry. If you have a look at pull request 1629. Oh, no, it's not there at the moment because it's broken. Never mind. Don't bother looking at 1629.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's all green on my screen.
So you can see that in SunPy. It works.
True. Basically what coveralls does is it will go green if the coverage hasn't decreased.
Percentage? Or
yeah, percentage.
Okay.
For instance, this pull request.
So AppLayer and Travis run the test suite.
Yeah, so AppVeyor just runs the offline tests for Windows on Python 2.7. Travis then runs Python 2.7 for various configurations of NumPy and AstroPy.
Yes.
And also builds the documentation and runs the online tests and reports the coverage to coveralls, in theory.
So coveralls is not a separate.
Coveralls is just a web service that tells you how your coverage is doing. It doesn't actually calculate it.
Well, thank you for the explanation.
Right, we should probably write it down somewhere sometime.
Yes, yeah.
Put an issue somewhere.
Okay, and so some of these things are not working, correct? What is not working? Coveralls is not working at the moment.
So at the moment, coveralls, it's just, I mean, the whole thing is working, but I'm making just to run faster just to look at the coveralls. So the coveralls should provide you the whole percentage of the whole code, and for some reason it runs, it produces the coverall thingy, and then it generates the data twice, and that's where it's lost. And so I don't know why it's the first time it's running well and the second time it's running well. Not the second time, it runs it and then it tries to get the data again. It's like it has flushed it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not there, so it produces a 0 value for almost everything. But it's not for everything, so that's kind of strange. And I'm trying to find Where the hell is that happening?
Okay, someone else needs to review 1649. I don't think there are any other open ones where everything's passed.
1606.
1606? God,
Yep.
it's all the way back down here.
Yeah, well, it's got the green tick.
It does, it's true. No one's reviewed this at all. Oh dear. So what is this doing, Jack?
So SuperPixel did not respect map. So like if you did a sum to take 2 by 2 original pixels and one of them was masked out, then the previous version did not take account of that mask. So this version does take account of the mask. And so the mask is just passed on, passed around, and is respected like any other NumPy mask. That's one thing. And then there's another, I removed the restriction that the size of the superpixel must divide into the size of the original data. So like if you had a 1024 by 1024 image, you could do like a 2 by 2 superpixel to get 512 by 512, but you could not do a 3 by 3. And a user complained about that, and then I complained about that, and so I fixed it. Or at least it has that capability now. That's that. I asked Solar Boy to update his PR, which is also outstanding.
Yeah, I kicked the build, but it's just hit the same problem that all the others are having at the moment. So.
Okay. Right. So 1629 will turn all our red check marks into green glorious.
If you merge master into your pull request once it's merged, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I will review the PRs that need reviewing, or the one PR that I haven't already reviewed. I have one other PR that needs reviewing as of today. This is pull request 1210.
1210.
This is the SunPy coordinates package. I finally finished it for a given value of finished.
No code is ever finished.
Exactly. No code is ever finished. It's just finished enough. The main thing that is currently missing from this pull request that really needs to be in it is tests for the new helioprojective radial frame, but I'm working on those, and I'll have them done before we merge it. But the rest of the pull request should be reviewed.
Can't even find it.
It's pull 1210. It's all the way back in the deepest, darkest depths of the pull request list. It's on page 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Link in chat.
161 commits.
161 commits. 2,242 lines added. Because I've got that they've got that extra commit in it. It's got 56 lines taken away. This is not okay. I'm going to have to rebase. Hang on. And I have to be adding lines.
Does this beat what do you call it? The goes stuff from Dan.
The what?
The goes.
It's possible.
They add a lot
What
of
was the
commits.
thing?
It's a pretty big one.
Oh, right. You mean in size, right? Well, this isn't all me, of course. This is British from the Google Summer of Code 2014 project. Mostly his. I just tidied it the hell up. Documented it.
Wow. Okay, this is a big one. Oh, is this going to make my EUV wave tracking code much easier?
Probably.
Going from HPC to heliographic, I hope so. Right, that's going to need a lot of trying out.
I want to open it up for review now rather than wait until I've finished with the last few tests and stuff, because it doesn't matter. I've documented it. I've tried to, in the actual comment for the pull request, I've tried to cover what's in it and give you lots of links and stuff. Under the what does it do section, there's a couple of IPython notebooks that I've got in GISTs. The second one I'm particularly proud of. And I've got a documentation built on my fork from Read the Docs if you want to go and actually read the compiled version of my documentation to see what it's all about. That's better. 1,725 lines added, 0 removed, as it should be. We delete no lines. This currently doesn't touch anything anywhere else inside SunPy, so it makes a couple of very very minor changes to map that don't change any behavior. Just adds a couple of little parameters it needs. Other than that, it's self-contained, so it should, in theory, not break anything else.
Okay, I gotta go. I think I'm closer to the solution, so I will update later tonight. Sorry.
All right.
It's cool.
Yes.
Thanks, David.
I don't have a car yet.
Anyway, we should get on to talking about Google Summer of Code project. So we have
So I have a meta question about this.
go for it. Meta questions are always the best kind of questions.
What's our success rate in integrating the code into SunPy?
Well,
I feel like we're very far behind.
We've only had 2 projects that we haven't merged, right? Coordinates and Unidown are the 2 big things that never got merged.
Okay.
Everything else has been merged. From GSOC anyway. We had one ESA Summer of Code project that was very experimental. We never merged that either.
Which one was that? Was it?
The one that tried to do Hypercube a good few years ago.
Right.
It was a very useful exercise, but in the end it wasn't actually useful. Like, the exercise of writing the code was useful, but the code itself wasn't.
Okay. That's reassuring. Like, just my feeling was that we weren't doing a good job in getting stuff actually from projects into the main SunPy repo, but I guess these are the 2 huge packages, right? Coordinates.
Yeah, they were both massive projects. They were too big. It was our bad, really. I definitely think that where possible, the project should contain a series of smaller things that can be individually PR'd rather than one gargantuan model of death. Because I mean, I reopened that 1210 PR in November, but if I remember correctly, that was me rebasing 1069, I think. Yeah, which was opened in on June the 18th, 2014.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous how long that's been kicking about, and the same goes for Unidown, really.
Yeah. I was tracking down a RESI bug in Unidown, and I think it's a RESI problem. And somebody with more experience in RESI should have a look at it. There's only one client out of the 7 or something like that. I think Unidown is okay. It's just Unidown itself is fine, but nobody's used the code to check that it actually works.
Yeah, that's the big problem with it. And the problem with Unidown, unlike Coordinates, is that it's not isolated from the rest of the code base.
Yeah.
It's like a big breaking change to dump in the middle of the code, and yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't. I suppose it doesn't. If we leave Lightcurve alone, it doesn't technically break anything. You only break stuff when you make Lightcurve depend on it, I suppose. It's still messy. Anyway, there is a ideas page for 2016 in the wiki that I've just put in the chat. Ideas are welcome. What do we have at the moment? SunPy database. Dan, I haven't really finished writing it yet, but I've started speccing out that database idea we were talking about a while ago for the automatic download witchcraft for Lightcurve.
Yeah, no, I remember us talking about that, and I have to apologise because the last several weeks, pretty much this year so far, I haven't really been in the game at all. I've been started off in Dublin, was back in Brussels, and now I'm back in Dublin, and in a couple of weeks I'm over to Goddard, so I've just been really, unsettled, I suppose. But once I'm settled in Goddard, then I'll be I'll be back to talking much more about that and light curve and all the rest. So apologies for that.
It'd be great to have you, Dan.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Also looking forward to actually having a desk. Yeah, I don't know. Technically, I don't actually have a job at the moment, but that's okay. It's a nice break.
Oh, yeah. You can watch the Six Nations.
That's right, yeah. We can talk about that another time.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it this weekend. I was in Dublin. No, it was Dublin, Berlin, cities. They're all the same.
Very much not a Six Nations city.
If I was in Dublin, I would have been watching it. Would have been hard to avoid. There is a light curve refactor project sitting there. Probably needs rewriting a little bit, but I would propose that we leave it there for a potential student to pick up over the summer. It doesn't suffer from the problem of being too big. It should be a nice, good project to do for someone probably without too much exposure to the code base. Probably chew through it. Apart from the ideas that are there already, does anyone have any ideas to add?
I need to go down the hall and talk to the space physics people, space physics data facility people here, and find out where their API documentation is for downloading their data. I think they have hundreds, thousands of data sets.
While I like that idea, it does make me a little nervous because it's effectively just adding more code to Unidown. And we did that last year.
Okay.
I mean, it would be fine if we merged Unidown.
So there's a strange kind of... what you're saying is that ball of wax just gets waxier and ballier?
Yeah, we did this last year, right? We had a summer student last year who implemented more sources for Unidown, which just made the Unidown pull request even bloody bigger. We're just slowly killing ourselves, I think. Which, I mean, we've got quite a long time. We've got a good few months between here and when the students would start. So if we can finish Unidown.
Yep. I submitted. I think I made a issue or a bug or something like that. I found that Resi thing last week, so if we get snowed in tonight, there'll be more Unidown stuff. There's more snow on the way, but I don't think it'll last.
How long before GSOC would we have to know that we're definitely going to get Unidown done before students start? I mean, for the sake of giving a student a fair enough, giving them a fair warning and a fair idea of what they're actually getting into.
Timeline. Before the 29th of February. Which is nowhere near as long as I thought it would be. So 29th of February is when the list of accepted mentoring organizations gets published by Google. So that's when students will start their application process. Their student application window doesn't actually open until the 14th of March. So we technically have till the 14th of March.
So long as we withdraw something before that, we're not being unfair on the students.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily true actually, because they need
time to. Yeah. Well, I mean, the deadline for applications is the 25th of March, but yeah, it's not. You don't want to.
You don't want someone applying or planning to apply for that, then all of a sudden
something, and then having it go away. So
3 weeks today is when Google publishes its list.
The timeline, by the way, is here. Wait, here. Okay. See if I can. There we go. Swaggins, you got any ideas?
Sorry, I zoned out. I zone out when I code. What did you say?
You got any project ideas?
No, I'm probably having nothing concrete. That's the thing. I don't know. Because you've already started looking on the database. Because everything I've done is either database related or related to Ginga. I don't want to do another separate. Would actually like to work on SunPy instead of Ginga this time.
Yes, fair enough.
So you don't think you can finish off Uni Downloader? You want to do it before?
It seems unlikely. To be honest, even the database project really needs Unidown. Like the database project is very much linked to Unidown.
Should we? But you
Should
think
we
it's
just
too big
make
to
a
finish?
project? Should we just make a project to finish Unidown? It seems harsh, but like.
It does seem harsh, but doesn't that just put it off for us as well? It's like, we'll get a. We can ignore it because some student might do it.
Yeah.
No, but we're not, I guess we're not going to ignore Unidown, even if there is a student. You wouldn't trust Unidown being finished alone by the student alone.
No, and the other thing is the thing that Unidown needs more than anything else is someone who knows something about the data sources to take a look over it and test it. Actually, it's what it needs. It doesn't need coding. It needs validating. Make sure that it's not doing dumb things.
So how big how many, you're talking about going through every data source, like for each instrument, you mean, and someone testing it, or just trying to use it? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, well that's really what it needs. It's not actually a massive job, it just needs someone who has some vague idea of what the output should be to actually use it all. And then it needs some, well, what's on the list actually? Where is the Unidown? We should read
I was going to say, is there some document you can make and you can list the different data sources or instruments or whatever that need to just be used with Unidown, and then people can put their names to it next to the sources that they're familiar with. I mean, that way, it's not just down to one person.
Yeah. We should do that.
Stuff like Compose and Lyra and a few other things. Maybe
I'll assign myself to that.
happy try using Unidown for that sort of stuff.
I'm going to assign myself to this. Get this finished. That needs. Right, 1623 desperately needs merging so that we actually have some damn documentation for Unidown because we don't have any at the moment. I will make that my next priority now that I've finished coordinates. I realised that I should be working on Unidown, but I wanted to finish coordinates, so bite me. Right, Unidown is pull request 1300 for anyone who doesn't know. There is a to-do list in it. So let's add some stuff.
So how far is the documentation? How far is how much work does the documentation require?
Probably a fair bit. I mean, so one of the people who's been around looking to potentially do Google Summer Code, I think, opened 1623, which basically added this pull request is a mess because it merged master. But basically, he added the the automod API things in the documentation to build the API docs. What I'm going to do is pull that pull request down into my own branch, fix it up and make sure the Sphinx builds properly, and then push it in so that we have some documentation for Unidown being built on Read the Docs. Okay.
1623 is a mess.
Yeah.
1623 had master merged into it, which was a terrible idea.
Which is why tests are here, and
which is why it's a mess. I will fix that tonight.
so I'm going to say, because he's done more documentation, he's apparently been fixing tests and map.
Yeah, it's because he merged master into the Unidown branch. That's the problem. Because it's not a pull request to master, it's a pull request to Unidown.
Oh, that explains why Steve is in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your Jimmy Savile impression?
Not really sure what to make of that comment.
Afraid always too soon comes to mind.
Forever too soon.
Yeah.
Well, he is dead. I don't know how much later it can be now. Stuart, what's this ice pull request? The spectral cube. This is
What ice pull request?
You mean the spectral cubes? That's the 4-dimensional.
Which one?
1480. I'm just going for pull request now. Cubes. Oh, this is the cubes one.
This is the whole cubes pull request.
This is the whole cubes. Should this die?
Yeah, probably.
There's no parts of it that are required.
Because it's now in SunPy cube instead. It's separate. It got moved into an affiliated package. So.
You don't know either, do you? You do go into the road, try not to get hit by a car. No, yes.
Yeah, it is. And again, like it, we all drive left-handed.
You drive left-handed? Just with your left hand? Put two hands on the wheel.
No, I'm just talking about like which side the car will be running.
So two split.
It's nothing, just for the...
I forget we ever had this conversation, actually.
Don't strain your brain. It's already...
It seems like I've got nothing out of it. Again.
I know.
So you take care.
Yeah, just make that matter simple. I think
I do make maths look good.
yeah.
Bye. See you tomorrow, Nabil.
See you tomorrow. How far did you get in the end with your Python 3 conversion, Stuart? Your Python 3 support. How far did you get through it?
100 of the way through. If you have in continuous integration folder, and then there's a Python 3 bash script that runs all the tests that pass under Python 3. That tells you how far I got. What the hell is this?
I don't even have SunPy installed from the Git.
Oh wait.
I even have a fork of SunPy. The answer is no.
I'm still making a list of all the sources. I give you a hint. There are many.
How many sources are there? Well,
I don't know yet. I haven't finished making the list.
I thought most of the data comes off the VSO. Actually, you probably can't even hear that. I thought most of the data comes off the VSO.
A lot of the light curve data comes from other places.
Okay. Light curves, yeah. Not a clue.
This diff is so big, GitHub has stopped coloring it. Oh, crap. I'm doing all of the things. Damn. Are there any other non-core SunPy things that people want to get done?
You mean for Google Summer of
For
Code?
Google Summer of Code, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem, Chris. What Python 3 support, or is that too far? Is that too much?
It's nearly done. That isn't
You
really.
say
Yeah,
nearly done.
Yeah, it's not far off. It's going to be it was on the list for 0.7.
Or when is 0.7 coming out?
When Python 3 when Unidown were done.
I suppose like changing to AstroPy time is such a gigantic change that I mean, we really.
I think you probably could do AstroPy time, to be honest.
Isn't that, and that's going to touch so many files, right?
It is going to get everywhere. I don't think it'll actually be a massive project.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a very wide-reaching project.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of things we could try, like, you know, if you wanted to do, like, a EEM style analysis.
What, sorry?
Emission measure.
Yeah, but what that run into a problem of which algorithm / module.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Drew has
to some extent as
but
well.
I know other people from other universities have their IDL versions. We need to make sure that which one's more accurate. It's got to be a cluster hell of picking the best one.
Yeah, I mean that could be done in an affiliated package. I'll have a look through about it. Actually. Interesting.
It's not really core.
That's
So
fine.
like
It doesn't have to be core. In fact, it not being core in some ways is good. If it's good code that can get developed not core, then it does make it easier.
Well, does Drew want to do that? Because I assume Drew
Maybe.
I don't know how many of you have actually used DMs. I've never tried one myself.
I'm going to be using them, so I have an interest, but.
Well, I don't
There we are. I just put a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different clients.
I mean, I suppose it's fair enough. It's only using it to, you know, just to get extra money out.
That's the wrong list. Yeah, where's the list, Stuart?
In the top of pull request 1,300.
Oh, okay.
Right, so at the top of 1,300, you've got a list of the sources now, is it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, they want to show it down before, so.
Oh, there they are. Well, downloaded clients. Oh, yeah, that's quite a few. It's not as many as I thought you made it sound out, but that's. I was expecting a couple pages.
Yeah, no, that would be ridiculous.
Wow. So the
I think
thing
I've got
is
more.
being sensible.
Well, I'm certainly happy to look at, or try and look at Goes and Eve as soon as I can get to them. Sorry, Goes and Lyra, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, they're
Depending
making
on
sure that different levels of Lyra data can be downloaded properly would be good.
Yeah, no, I can do that. And then, depending on how quickly I get through it, maybe then I'll see if there's anything else I can help validating.
No, sorry, I'm pointing that far away.
Would it be worth trying to get us carve out a day and do a sprint on this? Do you reckon we'd get some people if we sat down? Do you reckon we could make some progress? Carved out a Friday or something.
And just have everybody pick a client so that it actually gets verified at the same time before you deal with it.
Bill's got plenty of time now.
Yes, I do. Until I
Write
move.
some code, Swag.
Well, I don't know what. Yeah, we need to talk about what I.
You've got lots of
I'm
code projects to write.
Yes, I do. I'm working through SunKit right now, trying to make map coordinates. Map coordinates. Anyway. But yeah, no, I'll work on some SunPy because I've got time between this and the wavelet code.
Would people be interested? Do people think they'd have time to do a sprint like in the next few weeks?
Yes, but I'm unemployed, so.
Yes.
What days are good?
You get unemployed, so.
Nabil, are you unemployed?
Kind of.
He's future employed.
Yes, I will be employed in the future, just not now.
So the Department of Employment is sponsoring your research right now?
The bank of my mother is sponsoring my research at the moment.
I see.
But hopefully soon it will be a Spanish university who are funding that.
Oh.
The next couple of weeks are going to be pretty busy just because of the move and everything. But I can try and figure out if it goes in Lyra in my own time. But if you guys do pick a sprint date that I do happen to be able to do, then of course I'd join in.
Fair enough. I'll send out a poll or something.
Like a doodle.
Yeah.
This Thursday and Friday, I know won't be good for Steve or Andy because there's a proxy thing on Thursday and Friday this week. Just to let you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I can take a look. I've been looking at Resi, so I can continue with that, and maybe Eve, since there are some Eve experts around here. So I think Stephen's going to be. I think Stephen originally started the Resi client, and he's going to be too busy with the Foxy stuff. So I'll take a look at that. Put me down for Eve and Vessi.
And do we have people who know about these other clients?
That's a good point. I don't know what Plastic and Mag and Lit are on stereo, right?
Yeah, they're stereo.
I believe so.
Yeah. I have no idea. I might have some pals who know about the data, but they don't do any SunPy. Note to self: do not type Plastic Steve into Google.
Plastic what?
Plastic Steve. Why did I put Steve in?
Hmm?
Well, maybe a strategy for this
Stereo. Plastic stereo.
If you know people who know about the data but not SunPy, maybe it would be to sit down with them and you do, or one of the SunPy people does the code, and then they can tell you whether it looks right or not.
Yeah. Like I've no idea what they like. There are some like I'm looking at some helium alpha plots right now, but is that the kind of thing that we want to make plots like this?
Well, that's just clearly not right. Damn it, Doodle.
All right. Yeah, I can't. Let me get. I'll try and find some people who work with plastic data.
Well, we had someone last year who was like co-mentoring the Summer of Code project, so maybe David could get on that. Okay, here is a doodle poll. Well, that may be the link to the admin table rather than the actual sharing link, but never mind. Throw a thing together. Throw it.
Monday the 15th is a holiday here.
Well, that's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on whether you like your families. Okay, if we're going to do that, we're going to need to do some prep for that first. Okay. Right, well, it's 6 o'clock. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Nope.
We can get a lot of project ideas done, but you know.
Where's the deadline? Just to check.
When is the deadline? 19th of February. In fact, applications open in an hour.
Sorry, I thought you said the 29th.
For students, the organisation applications open today.
Right.
I'll be down to see you, Stuart, after this, unless you're coming upstairs.
I can come up, sorry. Cool.
All right.
All right. See you guys next time.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye.